Welcome back. Well, the SGX Nifty is indicating that we'll have a big gap up, and this is on top of yesterday's rally. The Nifty was up almost 100 points. And of course, the market's been ignoring weak global cues, but on days of strong global cues, it rises at double the pace. We have Dipan, of course, joining us now. Dipan, good morning. While overall cues look positive, let me start with a stock which has negative news and perhaps could be one of the stocks of the day. Can Fin Homes, how do you approach this stock? It's done so well over the last 2 or 3 years, been one of the best-in-class sort of stocks. But given this news flow and uncertainty, would you get out or look to add more on dips?
Good morning, Anujan. Thanks for having me on your show. Yes, I think some amount of uncertainty has crept in, and usually when an NBFC, when the CEO resigns, there's always more trouble to follow. But I think with Can Fin Homes, you can take a slightly more optimistic view. The reason for that is that by and large, the lending book of Can Fin Homes has been very clean, and they focus mainly on salaried employees. They do not have the issues of builder loans, which some of the other NBFCs have. Valuations are attractive, and overall growth rate over the past few years has been pretty decent. And even when the NBFC crisis was there, Can Fin Homes, I think, performed pretty well in terms of raising resources and managing the balance sheet. So I'm not that perturbed unless some fresh adverse news flow comes about the loan book. I'm not that worried about Can Fin Homes, and such corrections are good opportunities to get into Can Fin Homes. I think it's a good dividend yield. And on the whole, I think a solid company, I think it should do very well going forward.
Okay, solid company and should do well going forward. One of the best in class in its category, right? Dipan, hi, good morning. What are your thoughts on M&M now? Because, we were speaking with Ramdev Agarwal yesterday, and he said that there's a growth bonanza coming into the company, and it's getting rid of all of its legacy businesses, which is, of course, a great thing for shareholders. At this point, is the risk reward still favorable in a name like M&M?
Sonia, all I can say about M&M is that I hope they can give their vehicles quicker to us. We are trying to book some M&M models, and the waiting period is almost 6 months plus. So I think it's a fantastic case for capacity addition, and there's good growth visibility. It has a decent EV strategy as well. And on the whole, I think it seems to be firing on all cylinders. And overall, I think the SUV business, the share of the revenue and the profits are gradually going up. So the cyclicality of the farm equipment will definitely come down. Valuations also have moved up, but I would say that M&M is among the best auto stocks to own at this point of time, given the kind of growth momentum which is there, especially on the back of excellent response which they have received for their models.
Dipan, hi, good morning. Cement, were you surprised by the move? Ambuja ended 10% higher yesterday. And what from here, according to you?
Good morning, Prashant. I think ACC Ambuja are getting the Adani price to earnings multiple. And we all know that all the Adani stocks trade at very rich multiples, irrespective of how the other peer group companies are trading at. And I did see the news about aggressively expanding the capacity. But I think overall, that's not positive news flow for the cement industry per se. There have been periods in the past where excessive capacity buildup has led to a glut. And maybe 3-4 years from now, we are getting into that kind of a situation. But for the time being, I think the market is excited about the capacity growth which comes through and the momentum in terms of earnings which will follow. But let's just wait and watch. It's not that cement stocks are trading at very cheap multiples. Given the kind of profile of the business, the cyclicality which is involved, perhaps inability to pass on cost increases, I'm not that positive on cement at these valuations. So I'd like to, be slightly underweight in the sector as a whole.
Okay, I do want your thoughts on the logistic companies, right? Because the Prime Minister launched the National Logistics Policy on Saturday, and we